In March 2026, Google dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the crypto world. Their quantum AI team published a paper showing that Bitcoin's encryption could be cracked with 20 times fewer resources than anyone thought possible. Not in 50 years, not in 20 years, potentially within this decade. So the question every Bitcoin holder needs to answer right now is your Bitcoin safe? Let's break it down. Bitcoin runs on two layers of cryptography. The first is SHA-256, the algorithm that powers Bitcoin mining. Think of it as a one-way mathematical lock. Quantum computers would need the energy output of a star to brute force it. That part, basically untouchable. And the second layer is where things get serious. Bitcoin uses something called elliptic curve digital signature algorithm, or ECDSA, to protect your wallet's private key. Every time you send Bitcoin, your public key gets exposed on the blockchain. And that public key is mathematically linked to your private key. On a normal computer, cracking that link would take longer than the age of the universe. On a quantum computer running Shor's algorithm, that math gets destroyed. Here's what Google revealed in March 2026. Their quantum AI team published a white paper showing that breaking Bitcoin's elliptic curve encryption, ECDSA 256, would require fewer than 500,000 physical qubits. That's a 20x reduction from the 2019 estimate. To put that in perspective, in 2019, experts thought you'd need 20 million qubits. By 2023, that estimate dropped to 20 million noisy qubits. By 2025, Google revised RSA 2048 down to under 1 million. And now, for Bitcoin specifically, we're looking at under 500,000. The scary part? A design with around 26,000 high-quality qubits could crack Bitcoin's encryption in days. Another model with under 500,000 physical qubits could do it in minutes. Right now, quantum computers have only a few thousand physical qubits, and they're noisy and error prone. But Google's Willow chip, released in December 2024, demonstrated something huge, error correction that actually gets better as you add qubits. That's the key breakthrough. That's what makes experts nervous. Let's be real with you. Bitcoin is not broken today. ARK Invest published a report in March 2026 saying we're at stage 0. Quantum computers exist, but have zero commercially relevant capability to attack Bitcoin right now. Adam Back, CEO of Blockstream and one of the earliest Bitcoin developers, says the practical quantum threat is still 20 to 40 years away. But here's the catch. Cybersecurity experts now estimate a 17 to 34% probability that a cryptographically relevant quantum computer exists by 2034, and that climbs to 79% by 2044. Google itself has set a 2029 deadline to migrate all of its own infrastructure to post-quantum cryptography. The EU says 2030, the NSA says 2030. The window is narrowing, and then everyone who matters knows it. Bitcoin isn't sitting still. On February 11th, 2026, BIP360, the Bitcoin Quantum Resistance Proposal, was officially merged into Bitcoin's BIP repository. That's a massive deal. It introduces a new quantum-resistant address type that prevents your public key from ever being exposed on the blockchain. BTQ Technologies already has a testnet running with 50 or more miners and over 100,000 blocks processed. NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, finalized post-quantum cryptographic standards in 2024. The algorithms exist, the tools exist, the challenge is migration. BIP 360's co-author estimates a full network-wide migration could take up to 7 years. That means if a cryptographically relevant quantum computer shows up in the early 2030s, which isn't impossible, Bitcoin's window to upgrade before the threat arrives is tight. The good news, Bitcoin has upgraded before. Taproot, SegWit, the community knows how to coordinate. So what does this mean for you as a Bitcoin holder? First, do not panic sell. The threat is real, but it is not here yet. Anyone who tells you Bitcoin goes to zero tomorrow because of quantum computing is selling fear, not facts. Second, start paying attention to BIP 360 and quantum-resistant wallet development. When quantum-resistant Bitcoin addresses become available on mainnet, migrate your funds. This will be the most important wallet upgrade in Bitcoin's history. Third, be wary of old addresses. Any Bitcoin sitting in a public key exposed address, meaning wallets that have already sent transactions, is technically more vulnerable than coins sitting in addresses where only the hash is public. If you're holding long term, consider moving to fresh, never transacted addresses. Fourth, watch the qubit count. The real signal to watch is when quantum computers reach 10,000 to 26,000 high quality error corrected qubits. We're not there yet. When headlines start reporting that milestone, that's when urgency escalates. Here's the bottom line. Quantum computing is not a distant science fiction threat anymore. Google just showed us the math, the timeline compressed by 20x in a single paper, and the institutions that matter, Google, NIST, the NSA, the EU, are all treating 2029 to 2035 as the critical window. Bitcoin has the tools to survive this. BIP 360 exists. Post-quantum algorithms exist. The community is aware. But the upgrade has to happen, and it has to happen before a cryptographically relevant quantum computer goes live. Keep your eyes open. Stay ahead of the curve. And if this video helped you understand what's actually going on, drop a like, subscribe to Cypher Edge, and share this with anyone holding Bitcoin who doesn't know this is coming.